Helga, mourning the death of her loved one, is about to be attacked by a boatload of squires and General Rocky. Welcome back to Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. My name is Crow, and today we have a brand new battle, a brand new story called Larry's Great Defeat by Godzilla 1. Vlad the Impaler has always had something special in mind. His whole life, he has made a plan to conquer the whole world. He begins to attack some tribals. Mr. Vlad the Impaler, how are you today? Love the mustache, love the headpiece, love the jacket. That's a mighty fine giant piece of wood you got there. And you've brought executioners as your army. Kind of an odd choice. And over here we have the tribals, just a handful. No chieftains, no mammoths, just some clubbers, some shield guys, some rock throwers, and some spear chuckers. Vlad the Impaler moves in with his executioners. The ranged units fire, but luckily none of the executioners have passed away. And in go the There's a unit stuck on the head of Vlad. He's just being thrashed around. And then these poor executioners are getting stuck on Vlad's little spear. I use the word little spear. Really not a little spear. And Vlad the Impaler has survived 2 spear throws to the abdomen. Seems no worse for the wearer as he moves in and continues to oh my goodness. Vlad soon arrives to Chieftain Charlie, who he attacks and apparently defeats. He then forces Charlie to accept Vlad as the king of kings over all the tribes. Here is the tribe chilling here around the fire. Chieftain Charlie is sitting here right by the fire, looking down at the ground, seeming to be a little bit defeated. Like, if that doesn't look like a man who's ready to be defeated, I don't know what is. And it seems like we have a shaman of Crowism sitting over here as well, ready to unleash his Crowitic powers? Is that how you say it? Vlad has enlisted the help of shield bearers as he moves in with his executioner army. It's funny, at first I was very weird and like kind of freaked out by the executioner army, but now it makes sense, especially take a look at Tiny Head Executioner. Hey, hi, aren't you the cutest little executioner we've ever seen? Spear throwers are throwing, hitting the shields. Rock throwers have hit Vlad in the chest, but still he moves on with that giant piece of wood. He's looking at that shaman of Crowism. He's considering the shaman. Vlad, executioner, Tiny Head Executioner, are you going for it? Oh no, he's dead. Vlad the Impaler, the shaman of Crowism, knocks him aside, but the shaman still, oh, never mind, that shaman's not dead anymore. That shaman's not alive anymore. Now Vlad moves in, hits the rock guy, it skewers him, and knocks out 2, 3, 4. One guy left. There it is. Luckily, this one axe guy, he asked this person a question. And the question was, you're dead now. That's not a question, I know. Larry and Helga are simply taking their carrots and pumpkins for a tasty soup when they are suddenly attacked by tribals. But the strategies they use do not add up. So here we are. We have Mr. Larry himself. And we have Mrs. Helga herself. Helga's amongst the carrots and doing some farming over here. Larry seems to be chilling near the pumpkins. Pumpkins are really, really good for his potions. Kind of an important ingredient. Keep it secret. And over here we have some clubbers, but for some reason they're like chilling by the house. Is this what he meant by some weird strategies? And there's some more tribals over here, looking pretty good. And then there's some more tribals over here hiding, and they're aiming in a weird direction. Why are they aiming towards the wagon? What did the wagon do to them? We have no more units to help Larry and Helga, so this might come down to some god power action. Larry, Helga, did you guys know that barrels can explode? They can! If you put the right ingredients inside the barrels, they can go boom. Larry, did you pop a blood vessel? Your one eye is a little messed up. For example, if I was to just drop one of these barrels right here, and then one of these barrels right here, and you'll see in slow-mo, the second that they impact and then explode. Larry the Potion Seller is able to throw his potions on this clubber. Helga going in for the vicious headbutt, takes down one clubber, but the clubber takes down Helga, and Larry potion bombs the one unit. Give me vote. That we have a problem. Larry might die from this one rock to the head. What do we do to save him? I think we're going to do the instant ballista death strategy. If I just take these units and I give them an instant death before the boulder hits Larry in the head, everything should be okay. Here we go, slow-mo. In 3, 2, 1, go. We win! win! Did Larry die? Oh, we were that close. Oh my god, that was close. Larry, who is struggling to understand how the tribals have learned tactics, like coming from different sides. So he goes to Sammy the Scarecrow and asks him about it, and Sammy says that he has gotten attacked by the tribals as well, but suddenly they're attacked by tribal cavalry. Larry needs to call in his friends. And to be honest, there's only one friend we need, and that's Mr. Death. In come the tribal cavalry riding raptors, which is completely mean and unfair. And no beating up Larry. That's against all the rules. You guys need to stay as far from Larry as you humanly can. I like how Mr. Death has a raptor casually draped from his tentacles, and he doesn't even care. He's like, yep, that's a velociraptor. It's all good. I'm Mr. Death. It's what I do. Larry takes some farmers to the wilderness, where he finds Vlad holding a speech to a horde of tribals. Larry sees that his horde is so big that only the kingdoms combined can stop it, but he is attacked and captured. As you can see, you've got a giant army of tribals here. You got the executioners of Vlad right over here, and Vlad the Impaler is on top of a tree giving a speech to his massive tribal army. This is not going to look good. And the tribal army turns around and marches their way towards Larry. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have the powers of God. We have God powers on our side. And if Larry was the red team, well, we would simply use our God powers and completely wipe out the tribals. But they're the blue team. Therefore, they must lose. Oh yeah, that's a lot of clubbers. This is not looking good. Poor Larry. Oh, Larry, this is not looking good for you, buddy. This is not. Oh, the spear. I like how he was shot in the arm and that killed him. Larry, who has been captured, is in a mountain and must now escape. He knows that Crow will help him through and goes for the exit. So we have clubbers on the outside of the cave. We've got spear throwers on the top of the cave entrance of Mount Crow. And inside you can see some clubbers standing guard. You got little head clubber and then you got big shaggy head clubber. And around the corner is Larry being held captive against his will. Don't worry, Larry, I will get you out of here, buddy. How about we start with a little bit of candle fire and then a little bit of candle fire. How about some maximum slow-mo in 3, 2, 1, go. Candle fire moves out in very slow directions, impacting either clubber, sending them flying. That clubber goes through the wall, and this clubber goes out of the cave, bounced off the wall, and is now leaving the map. Goodbye, Mr. Clubber. Now, all of you lovely clubbers need to stay away from Larry because I'm his god, and it's my job to make sure that he, or you're a chubby clubber, he needs to survive his exit. So all of these clubbers go on a lovely little adventure into space. Everyone in space? Go say hi to the space station for me while you're at it. And now we've got these spear throwers on the top. And you know what? Let's send them up into space from the bottom. I mean, we do have the ability, because of this upward trajectory, to truly give them a blast off of a party. You know, you want to blast off the party, get it undergoing, get it going in a good way. This is how you do it. You just say, what's up? And the answer is, we won before we could have fun. I really want to see these guys go blast off into space again. Vlad continues his conquest and attacks the Renaissance city. The Renaissance men have smart tactics, but they're not enough for the huge horde Vlad has brought with him. And as you can see, there is the Renaissance faction. You've got some of the Renaissance police, you've got some of the gunners, you've got some fencers, but Vlad has brought quite the large size army. Hold on. Oh, there seems to be some flanking maneuvers. Where are the other faction people? Are they inside the building? Is that why we're getting a split off here? Oh, they're up on top. They're on the roofs. There's ballooners falling off the roofs, but the funny part is, if the ballooners were smart, they would pull their balloons out before they hit the ground. But instead, they kind of, they're still alive, which is shocking. So the ballooners have split up the tribes people, and some of the tribes people are going for a little bit of a swim. Definitely not a good idea, as you are blasted off into nothingness. Now the tribal people are getting ready to move in. There's a ballooner up in the sky, chilling there as part of a balloon. And he's dead. That's fine. Clubbers moving in. Chieftains moving in. Police officers getting in. Getting speared in the... Where did that one come from? Oh, the ballooner got him. I was like, why did this red unit fall out of the sky? Police getting overwhelmed by the tribal people, by the chieftains, and musketeers taking their beautiful shots, doing a great job of providing range damage. But it seems like, oh, there's Mr. Vlad. Mr. Vlad going in against the cops. Mr. Vlad not caring about the popo at all. Doing the, whoa. Oh, he's moving quick. What is he doing? He's got the, oh, his arms. They're broken. Pull out the victory. Spear thrower has nailed 3 of the musketeers. Oh, Vlad is down, guys. We have to win this. It's kind of important that we win this for the purpose of continuing the story. So, oh, I missed one. Nope. You don't get to live by. We have to continue the story somehow. Larry escapes to the Dynasty Kingdom. The Monkey King welcomes Larry, but before they can probably meet, they are attacked by Vlad's forces, and Crow must help. Here's lovely Larry, who has escaped Mount Crow, escaped the tribals, and has come to the Dynasty faction for help. And the Monkey King is more than willing to offer his services to his friend Larry. But sadly, we have a bit of a problem here, as Vlad has sent his forces and is now taking control of the Renaissance faction, including the Musketeers. Let's have some fun here, folks. The power of Odin compels you. Now we just have some mammoths and some musketeers. These musketeers can just freeze a little bit. All right, just freeze. Mammoths, chill out. Yes, just slow down. Have a spear. Have a spear. Have a bunch of spears. Have a bunch of spears. I love God power so much. Hey, excuse me. I didn't give you permission. Oh, I went through his neck. Oh, that's a little bit awkward. Oh, look at this poor little guy here. Hey. Oh my God. Vlad decides to strike at Zeus's temple. After that, there will only be the medieval kingdom that can really do any real resistance, he thinks. Vlad is here, approaching the kingdom of the ancients. He's on top of this battlement, ready to observe his army as they push forward to Artemis, to Zeus, and to Mani. And down there, Mr. Da Vinci himself, the evil Da Vinci tank, is coming in for an awesome party of death, destruction, and mayhem. Now, will our clubbers be able to overwhelm the forces of the ancient armies? And so far, so good. The hoplites are holding their own, keeping people at a distance, especially the Sarisas with their long spears. Those musketeers in the back are doing a great job of firing on the front line, destroying them completely. Only a handful of Sarisas left alive. This battle is almost over. The Da Vinci tank is really causing a huge amount of havoc, and the musketeers in the rear, they're keeping everything under control with their gunfire. Zeus has finally arrived, but it's almost too little too late. He's throwing lightning. Da Vinci goes down, but luckily there's a whole boatload of musketeers and then one Zeus who's now being shot at by all these musketeers. Zeus, you may be throwing lightning, but I would like you to meet Bullet. Yeah, spears in the knees, bullets in the chest. Even the mighty god Zeus could not survive this. Vlad now goes to King Philip to take his kingdom, but King Philip decides to surrender immediately and join Vlad. But Philip's men don't like the idea. Oh, this is not good. King Philip and Vlad have to fight off King Philip's men. Luckily, King Philip has General Rocky 1 and General Rocky 2 by his side. Oh, that side swipe of that log was insane. Vlad decides that he needs magic to rule his kingdom. So he goes to the undead realm and saves the Soul Keeper from being locked up for all eternity. This is a bit of a problem. The Soul Keeper was a sworn enemy of Crow and was locked up in the undead realm by Mr. Death himself. But Vlad has made his way down to the undead realm and is now about to free the Soul Keeper. There he is. And he may be dead temporarily, but the Soul Keeper can be resurrected. It's a Soul Keeper. Larry goes home to Helga, but all he finds are some guards on the bridge telling him that this place is King Vlad's private hunting property. Larry gets angry. And when Larry gets angry, Larry throws a whole boatload of potions. Nobody likes an angry Larry. Larry goes to Bjorn's lands where he luckily finds all his friends, including Helga. They have gathered here with a small force to start a rebellion, but the Shogun has betrayed them and joined forces with Vlad. Guys, every single member is here. You've got Manny the Mammoth. You've got Captain John. You've got the Pirate Queen Kira. You got the Monkey King. You've got a Sensei and Lady Red Jade. You have Boom Boom Bella. You have Sammy the Scarecrow. You have Helga. You have Bjorn. You've got Hugo. And then you've got Benny and his two brothers, if memory serves me correctly. Not to mention Larry. Good old Larry just chilling here. And they're facing what looks like the Shogun's army. A bunch of squires, some archers, and a Shogun himself. Now, this faction should have no problem dealing with such a small force. Larry providing bomb support right from the get-go, Hugo being the damage sponge that he is, Manny going in with the stomp stomp, the Monkey King is in there, Kira is dropping bombs and getting ready to do that jumpy jump that she does. There she goes. And now the Monkey King is in the back line destroying all of these archers. Game over. Larry and his friends win. Larry and his rebel friends go to an island where their hidden base will be, but Vlad was already there. So they met up in a huge battle, but the armies of Vlad were simply too strong, and the powers of Crow were blocked by the Soul Keeper. Excuse me! Who says that the Soul Keeper, without the powers of Mount Crow, is able to block my god powers? But that's the story, and we're gonna stick to it. That is a massive army going after our army of friends. So many units, I can't even film this properly because the FPS is so bad. This is just unfair. Look at the size of that red army. That is intense. And our blue army of friendship is destined to lose. We're literally supposed to lose this fight. And clearly I can see why. I can't use my god powers. I can't summon more units on the blue side. And red is just way too numerous. There is no hope for our blue army of friendship over there. Especially when you take into account all the ballistas back here. What? The army of friends fought valiantly, but they were no match for Vlad and his armies. After the defeat, Larry and his friends fled in different directions. Larry ended up at a small temple where he was assigned a janitor. But in the end, he was found by the Soul Keeper and pushed into the pit of the void. Guys, Larry is about to be shoved into the pit of death. Goodbye, Larry. After hearing about the death of Larry, Helga dug him a grave and visited him every day. But Helga was hunted too and was found at last. But Crow was still there. So is this really the end for Larry and the rebellion? To be continued. Helga, mourning the death of her loved one, is about to be attacked by a boatload of squires and General Rocky. But you know what? Crow says no. Because even in death, Larry is still looking out for Helga. And when that doesn't work, explosions of fire.